The Atlantic 10 tournament continues from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. A-10 Coach of the Year Bob McKillop leads his #1 seeded Davidson Wildcats against the Explorers from LaSalle, with both teams hoping to take that next step towards a championship. Inside the Barclays Center on quarterfinal Friday at the A-10 tournament. And first up, it's top-seeded Davidson taking on #9 LaSalle. The Wildcats won the regular season championship in their first year in the A-10, so they received the double bye here in the tournament, while LaSalle beat 8th-seeded UMass yesterday in the second round. Hi, and welcome to Brooklyn, everyone. Steve Schlanger with Dallin Cuff. Well, Davidson arrived at the front door of the A-10 conference earlier this season, and they didn't even knock. They just barged right in, bringing with them a player who would become the conference player of the year in Tyler Kalinowski.
Kalinowski leads this offense that's absolutely tremendous. 4th in the country in scoring, just over 80 points a game. 2nd in threes, just under 11 a game. Guard-heavy offense. He also, though, is 3rd in the league in assists and 3rd in points. They have so many guards, Jack Gibbs, Brian Sullivan, that create. Kalinowski can do it all for him, and he'll need to do it today because they are a perimeter-oriented squad. And when you look at the Explorers, the advantage they feel they have on the LaSalle side is in the interior. Steve Zack had a fantastic game yesterday against UMass. 12 points, 13 boards, 3 blocks, affected the game so many ways outside of the stat sheet. The key, though, is can he and Jerrell Wright, his big partner, I guess, in the front court, can they play together a lot? Because Davidson has some really interesting matchup problems they present with so many guards they can put on the deck and shoot.
LaSalle's starting lineup, Jordan Price is their best player, and he's coming off tying a tournament record yesterday with 28 points in their second-round win. Dr. John Giannini, the head coach, in his 11th season, the winningest LaSalle coach in A-10 history. Meanwhile, for Davidson, their starting lineup, they feature 4 players in the starting 5 who all won conference honors here in their first year in the A-10. And they are led by Bob McKillop, who spent 2.5 decades as the head coach at Davidson, the winningest coach in school history, and now the A-10 Coach of the Year as well. And with more on Bob McKillop, let's welcome in the 3rd member of our crew here in Brooklyn, Carolyn Mano.
Thanks, Steve. Well, Bob McKillop's been at Davidson for 26 years. He's only 5 wins short of 500 in his career. But when you look at what he's done this season with this young group of players, it has to rank at the top of his list of accomplishments. Started the preseason ranked 12th, and to his surprise and everybody else's, they ended first. We were talking with John Giannini before the game as well, the LaSalle head coach. He said he deserves it. He's the one that recruited this young core, and it is paying off on the floor. Steve?
And they could not be on more of a roll coming into this tournament, having won 9 in a row. In the regular season finale, they beat Duquesne by 29 points and set a school record by dropping 23 pointers on Duquesne and shooting over 60% from the field.
I mean, to hang a hundy on somebody with a championship on the line is absolutely fantastic for their team. Kalinowski in that game had 32. Again, matchup issues. Steve Zack and Connor Barham, who just tapped it and won the tap, mind you, at 6'4". He's an athletic guy. He's going to play on the perimeter. Jerrell Wright's going to guard him to start. Zack will start on their one lone big, Peyton Aldridge, number 23, but he's good at stepping out and knocking down triples.
Here is Kalinowski, the first jump shot of the game, and he misses short. The rebound to Khalid Lewis for LaSalle.
One of the keys for John Giannini is to limit three-point attempts, and they're great at that. 21st in the country, according to KenPom.com, in terms of limiting even attempts at the basket, and that's the advantage they have. Get it down to Jerrell Wright, get it down to Steve Zack, let those guys go to work.
Jerrell Wright, the first basket of the game. And he got in foul trouble early yesterday in their second-round win and didn't spend a lot of time on the court until late in the game.
And that's really important to your point there, Steve, for him to get out going early in this game. Great drive by Barham.
Jordan Barham answering for Davidson.
Again, that's the matchup problem because he can put it down on the deck. He's one of the few guys that isn't really a three-point shooter, but he'll get it on the deck, he'll get there and rebound, he can score.
Steve Zack gets the friendly roll coming off the double-double in the win over UMass yesterday.
And talking to Bob McKillop as that goes out of bounds. We'll watch Barham go to work here. Jerrell Wright, right down Broadway, right past him. Zack's a step late with the help, but then Zack gets it back on the other end, going one-on-one. No double comes, not on the catch, not on the dribble. And Bob McKillop did tell me last night when we chatted a bit, you know, that they're going to switch up looks. They're going to give them different stuff. But right now, one-on-one early, one of those bigs, Wright or Zack, should have a touch every possession.
Now, 3 of the last 4 years, the winner of the 8-9 game in the A-10 tournament has gone on to beat the #1 seed in the quarterfinal round, and that is our first foul of the game against Khalid Lewis of LaSalle. So LaSalle winning that game yesterday as the 9 seed, now facing #1 here today.
And number one is in so many categories offensively because they can just shoot it like you wouldn't believe. And a lot of it, you just see their action early on. It's a lot of off-ball screens, sometimes ball screens, constant movement, guys reading, reacting to one another. And 3 out of their 4 players, Gibbs, Sullivan, and Kalinowski, 3 of the 4 in the top 4 in the league in assists per game.
3-point attempt by Barham. And the first triple goes down to give Davidson the 1-point lead 2 minutes in.
That's only his 15th attempted 3 this season for Barham, and he's now made 7 of those 15. And with the matchup differential again, they might look to split that, have him shoot it as Wright exploits their advantage inside yet again.
Jerrell Wright has 4 of LaSalle's first 6. Peyton Aldridge sizing up a 3. And LaSalle running with Price. Splitting defenders and going all the way to the goal. Tip back up and in by Steve Zack.
Big opportunity here for them on the offensive glass, too, to create more scoring opportunities. This is Salle team, one of the most challenged teams in the league. Last in effective field goal percentage in the A-10. So they need to get as many attempts as possible.
Brian Sullivan off the screen. Zack the rebound for the Explorers.
There's the quick double this time from Gibbs.
And they find a wide open Price as a result. Rebounded underneath by DJ Peterson, and a fresh shot clock for LaSalle.
They got to be careful in the double. They can't have a rotation where Price is that wide open again. That's their best scorer, best shooter.
Zack on the hook. Jerrell Wright, the offensive rebound, and he's got half a dozen in the early going.
They're going to have to put a body on him. Barham's going to have to outwork him. He's given up about 6 inches to Wright.
And all 10 of LaSalle's points coming in the paint. Jack Gibbs with the miss. Rebounded by Aldridge, though. Barham had an opening to take it to the glass.
He's a dynamic athlete, too, folks. There'll be times when he'll try to put that on somebody's head going down the lane.
Shooting 60% from the field, second in the A-10. 3-point game, 4 minutes deep first half. Steve Zack inside. And again, having success down low early. Good ball movement, and Jack Gibbs misses on the 3. The rebound underneath to Peterson. Again, into Jerrell Wright. Got a break. Now Zack. And he's fouled going up.
That's good patience by Jordan Price on the wing there. Made sure that he got Wright a touch right there. But Barham's doing what he can for Davidson right now. He's got all 7 of their points. He doesn't do this a lot. And he can do this a lot. Right down the lane, jump, finish, through contact, and on your head sometimes.
Jordan Barham carrying the load early for Davidson.
This is what he's known for. He's athletic. He's got a mismatch with Wright on him. He's going to drive to the basket. This not so much. Knocking down the 3 only his 15th attempt on the year, but that's critical right there. The shot making drive. John Giannini, they don't practice closeouts for LaSalle. As he says, we just sell out. We want to run and run them off the line, contest, leave our feet. That's fine. Not many coaches do that, but he wants them to make these Davidson guys put on the deck, make them maybe take a side dribble. He thinks when you close out, the shooter's this good. they're just going to catch and shoot it right in your eye. Nothing you can do.
Barham had 18 points in the only meeting this season with LaSalle, which was hotly contested on Valentine's Day in Philly. Davidson won by 7, but there were 11 lead changes in the game. Davidson shot over 50% from the field and over 40% from 3 in order to get the victory.
And they made some really tough shots. And Giannini talked about it this morning with us a little bit about sometimes you just got to tip your cap. They're good players. You just got to run them off the line. You got to make them take contested ones. And if they beat you that way, then so be it.
Steve Zack at the free throw line. So far in the early going, the bigs for LaSalle, Zack and Wright, are 6 of 7 from the field and have all 12 Explorer points.
And all 12 of those points until these free throws were in the paint. So it's kind of how they drew it up. We have our advantage inside. We need to take advantage of it.
Sometimes when you play a team so comprehensively good as Davidson, it makes your game plan simple.
Absolutely. Don't overcomplicate things. And Coach talked to us about that too in terms of the amount of action Davidson runs. You can't scout and remember plays. You just have to remember concepts. He said he could put together a scouting report that's 12 pages thick, but you can't overload guys like that.
Brian Sullivan on the miss. Zack the rebound. Davidson just 3 for their first 9 so far from the field. Zack had it tipped away from behind. And it remains with the Explorers as Jordan Price and Jerrell Wright both check back in. Khalid Lewis and DJ Peterson to the bench. Meantime, Andrew McAuliffe will replace Jordan Barham in the rotation for Davidson.
You're playing your first A-10 tournament game. You're in the Barclays Center. It's a little different shooting in here. Davidson tends to play in smaller gyms, so it's a lot to kind of take in as an athlete. It's a different setting. They need to settle into this game, though, and do what they do, which is knock down threes at a 40% clip.
That's the first foul on Tyler Kalinowski, the A-10 Player of the Year.
I wonder if he was on the board in Vegas for Player of the Year preseason. Double big to big, hands high. Nice job getting the...
Leon Roberts.
Roberts had a big game yesterday, 16 points off the bench.
Brian Sullivan again, this time the opposite corner, and he drains it for a 3.
Good patience by Jack Gibbs. I think he might have got away with the travel. He might have dragged that left pivot foot.
Second team all A-10 player this year. The lead is 3 with 14 to go first half. And a new shot clock for the Explorers.
It's the 4th offensive rebound here in the first 6 minutes. Big stat to watch. One big weakness for Davidson.
Double team on Wright. This is Amar Stooks. Had to save it in bounds. Stolen by Kalinowski.
Great job by Kalinowski, but actually the smartest play there was Jordan Price. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get the ball. He knew he wasn't going to be able to stop him from making a layup. So don't foul him. Don't compound the problem. He needs to stay in this game.
And that's an offensive charge on Jordan Price.
See Gibbs, look, he might have dragged his foot, but Sullivan, the perfect pass though, too. These guys pass the ball so well, right into his hands, into his shot pocket. And here, good defense by Gibbs on the ball, and Kalinowski makes a kind of an acrobatic play right there to identify the ball and tip it into your running path.
Back-to-back turnovers now by LaSalle, something they did not do yesterday. Only 9 turnovers against UMass in their second-round win.
That's important because in terms of turnover rate, 20% of their possessions end in turnovers for LaSalle on offense. They need to value the ball. Every possession is critical.
It's going to be a foul on Jerrell Wright, his first. He picked up 2 quick ones yesterday against UMass. Been a large part of the first half on the bench. But he has been extremely effective down low on offense so far here in the first 7 minutes of this quarterfinal game.
And he's got to be careful and smart. He's got into the rhythm of this game. Can't hit the pine with foul trouble.
Kalinowski only has 2 points so far as Steve Zack pulls down the rebound.
Jordan Price got to work harder on defense. That was too easy. Simple down screen, open look for Kalinowski.
Between defenders, Wright is fouled as he took it up.
Davidson foul is number 23, Peyton Aldridge.
It's Peyton Aldridge picking up his second personal foul.
And he's one of the guys, all-rookie team this past year. And talking to Bob McKillop earlier in the year, he said, we wouldn't have got Aldridge if we weren't making that move to the A-10. So it's helped the recruiting, and you talk about what they accomplished this year. It actually is astounding to go into a new league from the 29th ranked conference in the SoCon to the 7th ranked conference in the A-10 and win it outright. Absolutely astounding what they've accomplished. And they continue to put building blocks in this program. It was already really good purely because they've now put themselves on a national map, the bigger stage.
Think of everything you have to adjust to and all the teams that are already familiar with one another, and to be able to beat them all like this.
The familiarity with the opponents, the familiarity of travel, the arenas, all those things play into it. Switching conferences is so difficult. You usually know these opponents, but it's tough on the coaches, tough on the players. And I do think they benefited from people underestimating them, especially early in the year. Nobody's doing that now.
Barham driving.
It's a good move to his favored left hand. He was upset with himself. He should have finished that.
Into Steve Zack. Very effective possession, creating space and finding the open man. Zack now already with 9 points. Gibbs on the miss, gets the rebound. And a turnover. Miscommunication as Gibbs threw it away. Jordan Price now coming back in for the Salle. Meantime, Davidson, one of the top offenses in the entire country, just 5 of 14 from the field in the early goings.
And turnovers is something they do not do. They play fast. They get up and down, and they look to score. 61st in the country in tempo, according to KenPom, but they're third in turnover rate. Just over 14% of their possessions are turnovers. That's insane in terms of their ability to retain the ball, value the ball as fast as they play. Only 9 turnovers a game.
Lewis lost it.
Lewis looked at Wright, said, my bad. He's right. That was a good find by Wright, but Lewis got to catch it first, then make a move.
Shot clock at 12. Working the perimeter, but running out of time. Barham in the paint, kicks it out, long three. And the rebound to Jerrell Wright underneath, and he's going to be fouled by Andrew McAuliffe.
Kind of sold that one, too, as they were intertwined.
First personal for Andrew McAuliffe, and a strong start for LaSalle. Some cold shooting from Davidson has certainly helped the cause, but the Explorers getting it inside, and they're out to the 4-point lead. LaSalle controlling a large portion of this first half and leading 16-12 with just over 11 minutes left to play at the Barclays Center.
So we're going to break down this double teaming they're doing right now as we run the wider angle we have here. You'll be able to see double team's going to come when the ball goes into Jerrell Wright. You see Connor Barham freeze it, guys. Barham comes hands high. He's there. They've got him pinched now. They got the eye set up. You got 2 guys playing 3 LaSalle players out here. Roll it. Now you got to recover. Freeze it now. Barham's got to bust it. He's got to get to Steve Zack's body. Zack knows he's open right now. He's got to recover the bodies because Kalinowski's going to leave and go guard DJ Peterson. 2 things here. Peterson's a non-shooter. He should stay longer, Kalinowski should, and Barham's going to recover harder to the body, physical. Again, he's given up 6 inches. Take it away. He doesn't do it. Run it, fellas. Ball fake, nice. He's a step late, Barham is. Catch, layup.
Steve Zack had 12 points, 13 rebounds yesterday. Also had 11 points in the first meeting of the season with Davidson. Really ended the season on a roll. Had a double-double in the final regular season game. A win over Dayton as well. Comes into Zack right here on the blocks and making it look easy.
Great job of lifting all the defense. Everybody's above the free throw line, so there was no help. They threw it right over the top to Zack.
He's already in double figures with 11 points here in this first half. Kalinowski launches the 3. Zack fighting for the rebound with Barham, and it's off Jordan Barham and belongs to LaSalle.
You see, you can't see their players, but Jerrell Wright's coming out. They've got everybody above the free throw line. Toss it in to Zack. Nice catch, finish. I'll tell you what Davidson's not doing. Giannini was really concerned with this, is they usually make you pay on defense. You make one mistake, they're going to score. They've misplayed 2 off-the-ball screens, and Kalinowski's not made him pay, missed 2 threes.
And Jordan Price with the first 3-point basket of the game for LaSalle.
Davidson came out 2-3 zone. First time they showed it. Price sets up shot, buries a tree.
The Explorers in the middle of an 8-0 run. McAuliffe backing in. And he traveled with it.
And that's where this Davidson team lacks. If they lack anything offensively, it's a force inside. They don't have anybody that can really score inside or scare you. But here's a 2-3 zone. Barham's got to close out better. Kalinowski's got to close out better. That really is Kalinowski's. He should be running that pass. And offensive players above the free throw line, so he should be going out there and getting there quickly. It's just too lackadaisical.
Largest lead of the game for LaSalle midway through the first half. There's Cleon Roberts short on the 3. Kalinowski leading the break. He'll go strong. Misses, and a foul on the Explorers. It's going to be Cleon Roberts.
I believe official said he was in the restricted area. Again, your feet can't even be on that line, so it looked like his right foot for sure was on. I think it's the maybe out, but I like the call just because I always err on the side of it's a bang-bang play, the offense.
Kalinowski only 2 points so far here in the early going for the Conference Player of the Year. And make sure you get a double dose of Wednesday night rivalry here on NBCSN. Coverage begins at 7 as original 6 teams collide with the Blackhawks and the Rangers, and it continues at 10:30 with the Kings and the Ducks. Wednesday night rivalry, the night you love to hate. Davidson hating this start right now, trailing by 9 here in the quarterfinals of the A-10 tournament.
Kalinowski missing 2 free throws. And Davidson doesn't get the free throw line much. 340th in the nation in free throw rate, but they're 6th in offensive efficiency. That's really mind-boggling when you don't get to the free throw line, but you're so efficient shooting the ball. That's impressive.
Khalid Lewis. A couple of 3-point baskets for LaSalle, and they are expanding this advantage.
LaSalle, not known as a great 3-point shooting team, shoot just under 32% of the year from distance, but they have stepped up and stroking it now.
Now inside the basket and 1 for Kalinowski.
Big response by the A-10 Player of the Year, but nice job by Price to drive and kick. Again, not great job recovering out of that zone and getting back to guys. Kalinowski right past Price again. Price is going to guard the A-10 Player of the Year. He's got to want that assignment, and he's got to be ready every time he catches it. It's been a couple possessions where Price just really wasn't locked in.
Tyler Kalinowski coming off a career-high 32 points in the win over Duquesne in the season finale. Also had 8 3-pointers in that game.
They're trying to use the zone to protect their bigs. Nice job by Gibbs, active hands on the outside.
And Gibbs is fouled by Khalid Lewis. With exactly 9 minutes to go in the first half, Davidson trying to get something started offensively.
And they needed that. Just get a turnover, get them some energy right there. Going the other direction, but I like the zone call because you're making LaSalle shoot jumpers. Unfortunately for Bob McKillop, they've hit a couple of those jumpers, but I'd like to see them stay in it right now because the inside is being exploited too easily.
Now 4 turnovers for LaSalle as DJ Peterson checks in for Cleon Roberts. Jack Gibbs, 88% from the free throw line this season, leading the A-10.
That's what's happening out here with him and Kalinowski missing free throws. And Gibbs, you see, doesn't take a dribble. He just catches it and lets it go. But these guys might be thinking a little bit, might be a little tight right now. This is probably the worst shooting exhibition I've seen them have all season.
Steve Zack inside, and again, nobody has been able to stop him for Davidson.
Need better ball pressure. The entry passes are too easy.
Jack Gibbs, a floater. And the rebound by Jerrell Wright. Jordan Price looking for a second triple. Zack the offensive rebound. He's got 8 rebounds already here. Steve Zack, 13 points, 8 rebounds, well on his way to a double-double here in the first half.
First 12 minutes.
Here's Jerrell Wright, also having a good first half.
I mean, Davidson just getting beat up inside right now. They have to find ways to out-physical this LaSalle team. That's easier said than done. Explorers are a tough team.
60. Take an aim at a three, but it pops out, and Zack once again has the rebound.
And he thought that was good, Kalinowski did. He held up the release hand, just like, I always tell you, out of a telephone booth and you hand into the cookie jar there. It was perfect form, perfect release, just rimmed out. That's kind of what's going on today.
6 of 19 from the field for Davidson right now. A team that shoots the ball so well. Now it's a matter of remaining patient and not getting frustrated for that.
Yeah, that's really critical because, as we said, they don't get the free throw line. And DJ Peterson's making threes. I love DJ Peterson in terms of a glue guy. But when he starts making threes, that's real trouble right there. It's 21% of the year coming into the tournament.
A 16-point lead, largest of the game for LaSalle with 7 minutes to go first half. They have more than doubled up Davidson. Lord Barham.
Back to Barham. I like the idea that was at the mismatch, but he kind of forced a good defensive effort.
Khalid Lewis dishes to Zack. And right now, it's a rout.
The thing with Davidson, though, is they are never out of the game. So LaSalle can feel good right now, but they have to stay focused and take this momentum into halftime. And you see Jerrell Wright just doing what they're doing right now, dominating the offensive glass continually. How about DJ Peterson? Give me that back. I want to put this up. He doesn't do it often, folks, but when he does make shots, you know things are going for the Explorers. And his bank was open here. I don't think he called it. Doesn't matter, though. They're up 18.
Just south of 7 minutes remaining first half in the first of 4 quarterfinal games in the A-10 tournament here at the Barclays Center. And right now, LaSalle in the middle of a 20-3 run. Steve Zack, 1 rebound shy of a double-double here in the first half, coming off a double-double yesterday in the second round win over UMass.
Talk about a senior leader that does not want his career to be over. Zack has showed up today and showed out. The game plan has worked perfectly for John Giannini. They've ran Davidson off the three-point line for the most part. They've done a great job defending their action, and then inside they're just beating them up on the offensive end just like he wanted to.
Gibbs taking the contact, picking up the foul. And Davidson will have the ball out of bounds with 6.5 left to go in the first in Brooklyn. A sizable lead for number 9 LaSalle over number 1 Davidson here in the first half, and Steve Zack has just been crushing the Wildcats inside.
The senior's been unbelievable already. And I say that when I mean it. I mean, he had a good game yesterday, 12 and 13, but he's been dominant inside, getting great position, using his right hand. That's his favorite hand. Over that left shoulder, tough move. Really doing things on the offensive end that Bobby Kelp is worried about because they're not getting exposed in the defensive end. He's been able to stay in the game without being exposed guarding Barham.
Now Davidson searching for some kind of response here, and for more on the Wildcats, let's go over to Carolyn.
Well, Stephen Dallin, it's interesting being in Bob McKillop's huddle because he's really a teacher. You know, where some coaches might be losing their minds, he's very calm. He's instructing and teaching each guy, hey, this is what we did wrong. This is what we need to correct. It's actually very mellow in the huddle, surprisingly, where a guy like Giannini might be losing his mind right now.
He exudes confidence for sure, and he wants his guys to believe that they're going to turn around, they're going to start making shots. But here's what we need to do. Here are the X and O's things need to happen to ensure that when you guys go back out these 94 feet, you can execute and get back in this ballgame.
6.5 to go here in the first half. The problem for Davidson, though, is twofold. Not only are they struggling on offense, but trying to find a way to solve the bigs for LaSalle inside on defense.
And I like the zone, but the entry pass, that was a direct entry pass. They were lucky there. Just a straight, no bounce pass, no lob on it. Just throw a bullet chest pass. Ball pressure's got to be better, and the bigs to keep working, trying to keep that ball out of the post when they're in the 2-3 zone.
Jack Gibbs on the cut, lays it up and in.
That is just typical Davidson basketball. Just a simple read, plant on that left foot, defender bid on it to 9, back cut of layup. DJ Peterson already has 1 3. Now he's got 2. John Giannini said earlier today to us, he's like, he won't shoot almost to his own detriment. He's got a mental block. He says, he feels like I'm not going to shoot it. Well, that's changed today, and these 2 threes are big.
And Davidson getting 1 crack on offense, and that is it.
That's kind of typical for them. That's 214th in the country according to Ken Palm in terms of offensive rebound rate. but they've got to find a way to clean that up a little bit. It might give them some more chances, help them build some momentum if they can actually get some rebounds on the offensive line.
Coming up on the final 5 in the first half, and it has been an initial frame dominated by the Explorers. Kalinowski. Barham, the rebound. Jordan Barham now with 9 points to lead Davidson in scoring here in this first half.
Again, created though by Jordan Price, misplaying the off-the-ball screen. Ran into the screen, tried to shortcut it, and that allowed Kalinowski a good look. He's cold right now, but he's going to get hot.
Peterson again.
He's already
triples.
This guy's out of his mind. He's shaking his head. I'm shaking my head. They have 40 points on the year, folks. They average 62 a game. They're going to have 40 with 5 minutes to go.
Jack Gibbs, though, on the other end, responds with a 3 of his own.
They needed that, too. They just need that for the momentum, for their belief that they're going to come back and play their game and get back into this.
His first basket from downtown. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. First half, 39-24. Entry pass denied to Jerrell Wright, stolen by Barham, and now Gibbs leads it up floor.
Jerrell Wright did not compete for that ball as hard as he should have.
Underneath to Sullivan, had to back it out, though. Barham driving. Got his own rebound, took it back up, and he was fouled from behind by Zack. So Davidson starting to get the offensive wheels turning here as we wind down the final few minutes of our opening half.
For great offers, visit your local Jaguar retailer during the Mark Your Territory sales event.
The precision blades are the same, but shaving never will be. The Fusion Pro Glide, rebuilt with FlexBall technology, makes maximum contact and gets virtually every hair. And just one of the Fusion Pro Glide refills gives Dave here up to a month of comfortable shaves, which is about this many, which is a lot. One refill up to 1 month of comfortable shaves. Gillette.
Go ahead and swipe your card whenever you're ready.
I don't have one.
Are you going to pay cash?
Actually, I just want to take it and then pay for it a little bit as I go.
Are you kidding?
A little bit here, a little bit there. What do you think? I don't really want to buy it right now. Hey, how's it going? And so I thought maybe just like 25 bucks a week.
We can't do that.
Oh.
At Rent-A-Center you can. Take it now and pay as you go without credit. Get a big 60-inch LG LED Smart TV for just $24.99 a week. And do game day right, only at Rent-A-Center.
Wendy's natural cut sea salt fries. Just 99 cents. They'll change the way you see change. Enjoy 6 starting at 99 cents each.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be offering... They're gone. What do you mean they're gone? The snacks. They're gone. Missing. Well, they have to be here somewhere. They're not here. They can't just get up and walk away.
All right. Only 13 more hours to go. You're gonna have to hold it.
Back here at the Barclays Center, LaSalle surprisingly up 15 points on Davidson. Defending down screens are a critical part of this day here for the Explorers. So let's show you how Jordan Price is really failing at this, but Kalinowski's not making him pay. So freeze it first and foremost. He's allowed way too much space here with Kalinowski. He's got to be tight to his body on contact with the A-10 Player of the Year. He's not. That's mistake 1. Clear, run it, fellas. Now this is mistake 2. Freeze it. He runs into the screen. He tries to shortcut it and come out here, but Kalinowski's a smart player, a great player. So he flares out. Barham adjusts the angle of the screen a little bit. His hands and feet are ready. Run it. Catch, shoot. Yes, he does contest late, but that's a mistake Jordan Price has made 3 times now. Kalinowski has not made him pay yet, but that will start to happen.
Well, if I would have told you at the beginning of this game that Jordan Price, who tied a tournament record yesterday with 28 points, would only have 3 so far here today, yet LaSalle would be leading by 15 on the #1 seeded Davidson Wildcats, what would you have said?
I would say, does Steve Zack and Jerrell Wright have all their points? Like, I mean, I would not know what to make of it, but I mean, on paper, that is the advantage. It's just rare that you see a game plan play out that well. We actually had a game earlier, Richmond against the Salle, how they went at Richmond's defense, and particularly Kendall Anthony. It was an amazing game plan. Just get the ball top of the key and backing down, 5'8" Anthony. And Giannini's game plan worked perfectly. This is the same thing. It's all coming together for him and the Explorers.
Jordan Barham, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He is the first Davidson player into double figures, now with 10 points. DJ Peterson again from 3, this time the miss. Zack, the offensive rebound, looking to take it back up, and he's going to the free throw line. Now coming up in the college basketball halftime report with Dave Briggs and Ron Thompson, the Badgers looking good in Chicago, and the mascots are taking over the Today Show. Mascots are everywhere these days.
So
they're on
roller
skates, they're on ice skates. They're doing all kinds of things they used to not do. It used to just be some kind of sideshow in the timeouts, but now, no more.
What's the fascination with the mascots? I don't understand. And then we're going to interview them? They can't talk. What are you doing?
But they're very acrobatic.
That's all that really matters, guys.
It really is. Steve Zack, his 5th double-double this season, already here in the first half of play. Gibbs going all the way, high off glass and in.
His game is so nice and so under control. 3 for 9, though. He's not having his best day, but that might get him going. That was a heck of a move.
13-point lead, 3 to play, opening half. Into Jerrell Wright, and he scores once again.
Just like you're taught. Caught it, kept it high, right over Barham's head, because Barham, again, giving up 6 inches.
Gibbs on the turnover. Cleon Roberts comes away with it. Fourth turnover by Davidson in this first half. Salle shooting over 60% from the field. A lot of those points coming from down low. Zack again lays it up and in.
LaSalle's stat line looks like Davidson's usually does. They've got 11 assists on 17 made field goals right now.
And the 3 goes from straight away by Peyton Aldridge.
And Giannini's not going to like that, because Jerrell Wright's got to have his antennas go up whenever he's guarding Aldridge. Aldridge's a big guy that can step away and knock down 3s consistently. You have to know that. You've got to know this, know your personnel.
Inside of 2 minutes to go, first half. Jerrell Wright spinning after the pass and finishing with authority.
I think DJ Peterson just got teched. He did. He's confused. I'm confused. Giannini's upset.
DJ Peterson called for the technical foul right away there. And Dr. John Giannini going right to it. That's his 2nd personal foul.
And this is good in terms of staying in Peterson's head. People, don't let him get frustrated. Don't let him get mad. Don't let him talk to the refs. Just try to get him refocused on the game.
Jack Gibbs at the free throw line.
Gibbs, 88% of the season. It is weird. You see he just catches it, shoots it like it's a form shooting drill.
Now let's take a look and see if we can find it. Peterson on the end line. It's that little grab, I think, of Jack Gibbs' jersey, and then maybe he said something.
It might be taunting right there. It might be literally talking to Gibbs as he's backing up, but it's unfortunate that becomes a technical. It didn't seem anything that bad.
Yeah, he grabbed hold of the jersey. That didn't seem like that would have been enough alone, but then as he was backing away, maybe he did say something.
And they're going to review it now. I guess if they're not sure there was excessive contact, I mean, it has to be verbal. They're 10 feet apart.
Well, they're together now.
They're together now.
Let's wait and see when it's called.
There's the hand up.
They're right there. So he had to be saying something as he was moving away. Because when the official made the indication, at least on that replay, he was already a good several feet away.
Now that's unfortunate for the Explorers, because everything's going their way right now. And this puts the game to a little bit of a grinding halt. Allowed Davidson to regroup, gave them a point. Now they're going to have a chance to go with the ball and score and cut into this lead. If somehow this gets to 10 points, they feel pretty good.
And what they're actually reviewing here is this play.
I mean, I don't think that's a foul. I don't think that's anything. I mean, he stepped to him to tag the offensive player to go and box out. Yeah, was it a little, you know, forceful? Sure, but I don't think it was anything malicious, and it wasn't to his face. It's just in his chest.
Now, the bad thing for LaSalle here is the fact that when you're rolling like this, you don't want anything, any single moment that can change the momentum. And as innocuous as this may seem in the bigger scheme of today's game, it could be a pivot point for Davidson.
You couldn't be more right. I'm really interested to see how the Explorers come out of this, you know, elongated break here and start to play. Are they refocused right away? Because it does take a ton of focus to think about the action, to know where Davidson's going to be, to know the personnel, who you're closing out to, you know, what you're doing with each guy differently. I mean, I'm interested to see if they can bounce back and keep this roll going, because, like I said, if Davidson cut it to 10, they feel pretty good about that, because they did not play. This is one of their worst halves of basketball, and if they're only down 10 points, shooting, you know, under 35%, they feel like it's going to be the exact opposite in the second half.
So we could see on that last replay how Peterson did push Gibbs, and apparently that whole thing continued down floor, and it just became a continual story between those two, eventually ending with Peterson saying something to Gibbs. Peyton Aldridge. Scramble for the rebound. And it belongs to LaSalle.
Davidson said it already, I'll say it again. John Giannini said they make you pay for your mistakes more than anybody in the country, maybe. They're not paying for any mistakes right now. There was a mistake of communication which left, I believe it was Gibbs open in the corner. Then he threw the extra pass, and Aldridge got a wide open look. And that was a breakdown communication-wise. Salle was trying to switch, didn't know who had who. But again, didn't pay for the mistake.
Minute and a half to go. And LaSalle now just trying to make sure they continue this momentum into the locker room. Jerrell Wright scooping it up and in, but an offensive foul is called against Wright. His second personal.
So he should hit the bench right now, and they're telling Genie right away, but he's got to go to the bench with 2 fouls and take a look at this. He's moving, but again, the shoulder's what initiates the contact. He goes into him. Okay with that call.
All right, heading to the bench with 13 points here in this first half. Jack Gibbs. Rebound by Aldridge. It was stripped. Kalinowski comes away, though, for Davidson. Brian Sullivan taking aim at a 3.
See Giannini in the background going nuts because they were over there yelling, wanting guys to know, get tight to their body, come off that screens. No, Sullivan's hunting a tray.
Sullivan had 4 threes in the first meeting between these two teams and 28 points overall to lead all scores. Under a minute to go, first half. Zack backing in against McAuliffe. Stripped. Zack gets it back, however. Shot clock still winding down. 7 to shoot. Khalid Lewis trapped in the corner, and he stepped on the sideline.
Might have been the best Davidson defensive possession of the game. The recovery to knock it out of Zack's hands, the help, the communication, the scramble situation they were in. That's good stuff. If they can carry that again into some momentum into halftime, they can feel pretty good.
LaSalle leading by 12 in the final 20 seconds of the first half. Shot clock off, they'll play for 1. Kalinowski on the kick out, Sullivan for 3.
That's what good teams do. They finish halves strong. They've cut this lead to 9 points. That almost feels like a victory for them, given how poor they played overall. 7-0 run to close this game out. Great job by Kalinowski, and poor job by Khalid Lewis, losing sight of Brian Sullivan.
And Brian Sullivan, a perfect 3 of 3 from three-point range. Let's send you over to Carolyn Mano.
Coach, limiting the threes, using your best bigs together inside were points of emphasis for you before the game. What's your assessment of how the first half has gone for you so far?
Well, we scored the ball really well. And then, of course, if you miss a switch or they get a second shot or you don't make them put them on the floor, they're going to make you pay. So you know, we have a lead, but they made a few awfully nice plays late, and they took advantage of us a missed switch and not getting out strong enough.
I saw you trying to calm DJ Peterson down after he was mouthing off a little bit. What will the message be in the locker room about staying composed and not letting this lead get into their head?
DJ wasn't rattled. He was talking stuff. So that's a big difference between losing your poise and just getting excited. He was just excited. No, we always talk about winning the second half. Halftime scores don't matter, and it's a veteran team, and we'll come out and try to win the second half.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, Davidson cuts LaSalle's largest lead in half as they head to the locker room. It's a 9-point game at the break here in Brooklyn. And now we send you to the college basketball halftime report.
Great stuff. Welcome to our NBC Sports Studios. I'm Dave Briggs, joined by former Georgetown Hoya Ron Thompson. Look, in 3 of the last 4 A-10 tourneys, the winner of the 8-9 game has gone on to beat the top seed, and LaSalle looks to make it 4 of 5. They were up 18 because of one guy, Steve Zack, 18 points, 10 boards. Any answer for him for Davidson?
Well, you know, Davidson has to figure that out. The one thing that I thought couldn't happen has happened for LaSalle. I knew they could defend at a high level. I didn't know they could score it at a high enough clip to keep pace with Davidson. But what did they do? They went inside to the big fella, Steve Zack, and he delivered in a huge way, 18 points, 10 boards. They had no answer. He had his way so much with Davidson. They went to a 2-3 zone to try to slow him down, and nothing seemed to work. In addition to Zack playing well, Jerrell Wright brought it also. So the inside guys for LaSalle are carrying the load in a huge way. And also, they're knocking down the jump shot at an extremely high clip. They're shooting 63% from the floor.
The rebounding
that has to
edge
come down a little bit.
The rebounding edge, 23-9. But you brought up Steve Zack. He averages 8 points per game in the season, now at 18 in the first half. But the late run from Davidson, they cut an 18-point lead to 9. Is the momentum on their side, and do they have to do it from the 3-point line? Is that how they win this game?
No doubt. You knew eventually Davidson was going to get on a roll. They're the kind of team that is very mentally tough and very mentally strong to ball club. You weren't going to keep them down for long. They started knocking down some shots. They started getting some second chance attempts, which LaSalle has to clean up. The interesting thing for the second half, can LaSalle continue to score the ball? If that rim starts to shrink a little bit, Davidson starts knocking down a few more shots. Look for Davidson to open it up if that happens.
Should be an entertaining second half. Elsewhere, SMU opening up Conference USA action. The top seed seeking, believe this or not, the first conference tournament win since 2006. They're taking on East Carolina. B.J. Tyson from top for the 3, 12-7 Pirates, 7 points off the bench for BJ in the first half. Nick Moore turns it over for SMU, leads to an Antonio Robinson layup, 17-9 ECU. Nick Moore redeems himself, gets the steal and the lay-in in transition. He had 11 in the first half to lead the Mustangs at the break, 32-27 ECU, looking to reach the conference semifinal for the first time since '03. The winner will advance to face Temple or Memphis. Coming up, we head out to Big Ten country, Wisconsin, hoping to make its case as a #1 seed. But Big Blue has other ideas. Highlights when we come back.
Come with me. New Dannon Oikos 000 is my go-to protein snack.
Okay. Protein from yogurt?
Yep, this Greek non-fat yogurt packs 15 grams of protein punch.
But what else?
Unlike some other protein snacks, it has 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 fat.
And will it up my game?
Nah, man. New Dannon Oikos 000, official yogurt of the NFL.
After a trip to their local AutoZone for parts and some helpful advice, Bernie and Jose were ready to knuckle down to tackle a much-needed brake job. This shot in the arm made Bernie and Jose feel like they could muscle through anything. It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram.
At most seafood restaurants, the real catch is the price. Not Golden Corral's Seafood Spectacular. Dinner's just $11.99. New crispy fish tacos, jumbo shrimp, teriyaki glazed salmon, bone-in catfish, and more. Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
I'm coming after your boy with everything I got. And when it's done, I'm gonna look you in the eyes, and I'm gonna see how empty they are. Without your son in the world, I won't let you take him.
Run All Night, rated R. Now playing.
Introducing Radius. Personalized fitness programs from world-class trainers on any of your devices for all interests and all levels. Go to radiusfitness.com now and begin your free 1-month trial. Radius. Fit your life.
The free agency frenzy is on. Who stays? Who goes? What are the biggest moves? Get all the info with Pro Football Talk and Mike Florio. On air, radio, and on the go with NBC Sports.
Big Ten regular season champ Wisconsin taking on Michigan. Big Blue came to play. Spike Albrecht knocked down the three. He had 10 of the first half. They led by as many as 7 points. But listen, Wisconsin is a lot more than Frank Kaminsky.
No doubt about it. That's why this team has a potential chance of being a #1 seed because of their depth and because of their versatility.
We saw Nigel Hayes with the dunk, and then Bronson Koenig lighting it up from three-point land. He had that one to take back the lead. He adds another from the top. 31-26 Wisconsin at the break. They end the first half on a 10-0 run, looking for their 4th straight Big Ten semifinal. The winner will meet Purdue or Penn State tomorrow. So, as it stands, Wisconsin looks like the highest of the 2 seeds, which leaves them in all likelihood in Kentucky's bracket based on proximity. Now, should the highest 2 get the #1 seed?
I think the highest 2 should get the lowest #1 seed. It's only fair.
Here's what Scott Barnes said about all of this. He is the chairman of the NCAA committee. Quote, not because of anything other than geographic procedure, that the committee has established if Kentucky is a 1, Wisconsin is a 2, then that's how it's going to be, because that's the way the rules are written now. It continues, it's not my rule, not your rule, not Wisconsin's rule, but that's simply the precedent that's been established. If we know one thing about the committee, they do tend to follow their own rules pretty well. Are they at a disadvantage by staying close to home and therefore having to go through Kentucky to get to the Final Four?
Well, naturally, you know, Kentucky clearly has been established as the best team in all of college basketball. You play all year to try and put yourself in a great situation. Wisconsin's done a tremendous job this season, but they have to beat the deepest team, the most talented team in all of college basketball to try and get to the championship. Something seems a little odd there. I liked it when the NCAA tournament, when you did not have to, when you could go anywhere. If they sent you west, you went west. If you sent you Midwest, you went Midwest. When we were at Georgetown, my dad loved to go west because he said we got greeted with so much hostility on the east that teams out west gave us so much love. He didn't mind going away. Plus the fact we didn't travel as well as a lot of teams in terms of fan support, so it didn't matter where we went. So I think it's a case-by-case situation.
That's the interesting part. If they ship them far away from home, you can see some complaints because they're a couple time zones away. Right. Their fans have a tough time traveling.
You're never going to make everyone happy.
You're never going to do it.
If you keep them at home, they can play against Kentucky. Why do we got to play against Kentucky?
Right, and who knows? They still could be a 1 seed. We're not sure how it all shakes out. As for our game, LaSalle leading Davidson 46-37. Our halftime report continues right after this.
At LaSalle University School of Business, it's time for thinkers, makers, and doers. That's LaSallian Business. At LaSalle University School of Business, 100% of the students in our 2014 Business Scholars Co-op had jobs in their field before graduation. That's LaSallian Business.
in America? Then you have the right to get out of debt. You can eliminate or reorganize and protect houses, vehicles, pension, and other assets. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. America's debt-free law is called the United States Bankruptcy Code, and we're one of the oldest and largest debt relief agencies in America. Call us or click now.
If you're worried about debt, call now to see if you qualify. 1-888-332-1400.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider, or try it buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in the bag.
With the wrong wiper blades on your car, you could be on the road to trouble. But with Michelin Stealth, with industry-leading SmartFlex technology and clog-free Smart Hinge exterior, you can see clear for the road ahead. Michelin Stealth, a better way forward. Get your Michelin wiper blades at these fine retailers.
No te preocupes. Que van a arreglar tu corazón.
Just wanted to let you know that the surgery went great.
Otra. Ándele. Eso. Muy bien. Última. Buena.
Everyone has a reason to live a healthier, longer life. What's yours?
At the Barclays Center, top seed Davidson cut an 18-point lead in half at the half, and now it's 9. Steve Zack, 18 points and 10 boards. Back to Steve Schlanger. Dallin Cuff and Carolyn Mano next.
It's always been a part of me to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. Whether on my block or around the world. My name is First Lieutenant King, and I move toward the sounds of those who are in need of help.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Spring flooring season is here at Lumber Liquidators. Get hardwood flooring looks and trends on sale. This week, get 40% off hot gray styles with Delaware Bay driftwood laminate. Don't pay $2.49 at other stores. We've got it for $1 less. Or get the look of distressed hardwood with Mill River walnut. It's also 40% off. Plus, deals on 400 styles of hardwood, bamboo, and more from 49 cents. And 18-month special financing. The look and style of hardwood is on sale now. So get to Lumber Liquidators today.
Excuse me, do you have the keys for the razor case?
No.
Can anyone help me get some razors?
No.
It's kind of like they don't want you to buy razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
Meat sticks? Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah! Oh. Oh. Yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Snap into a tummy party. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust. I helped launch it 20 years ago, and to commemorate that, Pizza Hut has brought me back, along with the original price.
Get a large original stuffed crust or any one of 10 new flavorful stuffed crusts like salted pretzel for just $9.99, only at Pizza Hut.
Esurance was born online, which means fewer costs, which saves money. Their customer experience is virtually paperless, which saves paper, which saves money. They have smart online tools, so you only pay for what's right for you, which saves money. They settle claims quickly, which saves time, which saves money. They drive an all-hybrid claims fleet, which saves gas, which saves money. They were born online and built to save money, which means when they save, you save, because that's how it should work in the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Sunday, the NHL is on NBC and NBCSN. First, Hockeytown meets the Steel City. Pavel Datsyuk and the Red Wings head to Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins' dynamic duo, Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. Then at night, Bergeron and the Bruins face off with Ovechkin and the Capitals. It all begins with the NHL Game of the Week, Sunday, 12 Eastern on NBC.
Halftime at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn in the first of 4 quarterfinal round games in the A-10 tournament. The winner of LaSalle and Davidson could get Shaka Smart and VCU in the semifinals tomorrow. They take on Richmond in our next game coming up later this afternoon. Once more, Steve Schlanger back here with Dallin Cuff, and in the first half here between LaSalle and Davidson, boy, the Explorers just pounded it down inside and were so effective with the double punch of Steve Zack and Jerrell Wright scoring from the blocks.
And they knew that was the advantage coming in. John Giannini told us before the game that's where we can exploit their weakness in terms of their size and strength or lack thereof. And man, have they done it to amazing regard. 14 for 16, Zack and Wright are together. 31 points, 15 rebounds of the 23 rebounds. Zack himself already has a double-double, 18 and 10. And Bob McKillop's going to have to figure out how to keep it out of the post. They've got to do a better job defending the entry pass as well as the big guy inside.
Now, points in the paint dominated by LaSalle. 28 to just 14 for Davidson. We'll see if Davidson does indeed make an adjustment. For more on what they might do, and let's send you over to Carolyn, who is with Davidson head coach Bob McKillop.
Coach, what's the biggest adjustment you're going to make in the second half?
The way they're dominating us in the paint, we have to do something different. We can't just allow them to make the entry so easily and as deep as they're making it. I think the double's coming pretty well, but we're not getting to it because we're allowing a catch too deep.
With the issues in the paint, is it just about trying to be tougher?
The operation's a success, but the patient's dying.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
However, the doctor is on the other sideline. Dr. John Giannini for LaSalle, so he would seem to have the advantage.
Waxing poetic here, Bob McKillop.
LaSalle with the basketball to open the second half.
Actually, Winston Stith, the official right in front of us while Carolyn was doing the interview, was talking to DJ Peterson and Jack Gibbs, telling each other a little dap. You know, let's keep it clean, let's keep it positive. So good sportsmanship, but both these teams look like they're ready to go.
And we're going to get a whistle underneath.
And you heard McKillop say it already, but the key is the entry passes are just too easy. They've got to do a better job of making it tough on the passer, active hands, pushing them away from the three-point line. And when they get into double teams like that, you got to get it that eye tight. We showed you earlier in the game. Got to get the eye. You got to see Cutters, and Gibbs did not see Peterson there.
DJ Peterson has been hitting from 3 so far this afternoon. That's a rare basket inside. Ryan Sullivan missing on the other end. That's the first three-point shot that he has missed so far here today.
I mean, LaSalle, though, shooting the ball well. Coming into this game, just under 32% from the three-point line. Today, they're 5 for 11. That's 45%. They only usually make under 5 a game. They had 5 in the first half. So when Davidson went zone, they shot them right out of it.
DJ Peterson launching the 3. He's missed his last couple now.
Good box out by Peyton Aldridge there, moving Zack out of the way.
Kalinowski took steps. 5th turnover by Davidson.
That's your classic be quick, but don't hurry John Wooden line right there. Kalinowski just in a bit of a hurry.
In practical terms, how much can Bob McKillop and Davidson do to counteract the offensive presence that LaSalle has had down low?
I think we've got to go back to zone. I like to see their zone of started man for the first 2 possessions and see how easy again that pass was.
Steve Zack.
Just too simple. I think you got to go zone. You got to really be tough on the ball, be active, be aggressive, and just keep it out of the lane.
And now a career-high 20 points for Steve Zack, and we're just a minute and a half into the second half.
This is a game he'll always remember. It has the potential to be his last college game, and he's come out here and played. That big response by Gibbs there.
Jack Gibbs canning the 3. He's got 13 points now, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc.
And there's a lot of red in this crowd. Davidson's got their fans traveling. They're trying to get these guys hyped up. A couple shots going, this thing could change.
Jordan Price.
Price can't get caught up in the fact that he's 1 for 6 now in the game, only 3 points after scoring 28 last night. The game plan is to get it inside. The bigs have to get a touch.
Jordan Parham hanging, and Price the rebound. 10-point game, 2 minutes deep here into the second half. A trip to the semifinals of the A-10 tournament on the line. Price charging into the lane. And that's an offensive foul against Jordan Price. That's his 3rd personal.
Back-to-back possessions. Actually, very rarely will I say this for their leading scorer. That's a good foul for them because that's his third foul. That sends him to the bench maybe. He needs to go to the bench because he's forcing it right now. Last 2 possessions, that's forced. Neither of the bigs got a touch on those possessions. Sit down, think about it. When you come back in the game, know who needs to touch the ball. That guy, Steve Zack or Wright on every possession.
Price with only 3 points, just about 24 hours removed from his 28-point performance in the second-round win over UMass.
He's had a bunch of those this year. He'll put up 30 a couple times, then put up 5 the next game. He can really go up and down.
Gibbs behind the back pass. McAuliffe wasn't ready for it. Kalinowski. Rebounded by Peyton Aldridge. Sullivan and Gibbs.
You see that selling out again. We talked about shot fake. Sullivan was able to get the defender to fly by, and instead of taking what would have been another contested shot, because LaSalle does a good job of scrambling, kicked it over to Gibbs, who's wide open for the 3.
Gibbs 50% from three-point range now this afternoon, and what was an 18-point lead for LaSalle now down to 7. Zack. Tipped by Kalinowski, tries to save it, but it will stay with the Explorers.
Nice job, Peyton Aldridge to battle for. We see 2 defenders. First Zack, then Peterson flying at Sullivan. They get it over to Gibbs, who's now wide open. The bench reactions, always entertaining.
And Jordan Price now back in with those 3 fouls for LaSalle.
It's got to be smart with the fouls, but again, got to be smart on the offensive end.
Into Jerrell Wright against the double team, and he walked with it.
Got to be patient. Double comes. That wasn't really kind of forced a bad position there. He started to split it, but obviously traveled. So just take your time, kick it back out. Got a lot of time to clock on the shot clock.
Jack Gibbs has it pop out. Kalinowski tipped it last for Davidson, so the ball belongs to the Explorers.
Checking in for Davidson, number 2, Jordan Watkins.
And Jordan Watkins now checking in for the first time today for Davidson. Jack Gibbs heading to the bench with his team-leading 16 points. Zack working on Aldridge. Taking him hard. Aldridge won that battle. Loose on the floor. Khalid Lewis diving for it, and it's Aldridge who comes away and hands off to Sullivan. Brian Sullivan for a 3. Hung up there, offensive rebound, and a held ball call. McAuliffe had ripped it down. The arrow does favor Davidson here, and the Wildcats off to an impressive start here in the second half. They have sliced the deficit, now trailing only by 7.
You make the decision to buy the home, then you're faced with what's next? What do we do?
We started at Realtor.com.
Realtor.com gave us a lot more current information.
Listings are pulled directly from the MLS every 15 minutes.
See, this one just updated. Once you've gone through all of that, the Realtor makes it happen.
We worked with a realtor that really knew the area.
And he knew the market.
When you have someone who has the expertise, it makes it so much easier.
Realtor.com and Realtors. Together, we make home happen.
No pictures of trucks pulling boats. No photos of men working on ranches. Just a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel that gets the best fuel economy of any half-ton pickup. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com.
When Ted's battery light lit up, his morning went from bad to worse. But after a pit stop at AutoZone, where they checked that for free, Ted was back to peak performance. It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Are you on Match?
I'm not. I don't know. I guess I want to do it on my own, or...
How's that working for you?
Not so great.
She's shaking her head.
I told her that if I wasn't married, I would be on Match for sure.
Match. Start for free today.
LaSalle leading 50-43 when they won their second round game over UMass yesterday. It was the first time in over a month that they had won 2 games in a row, trying to make it 3 in a row here today. And the NHL game of the week is on NBC Sunday at noon. The Red Wings face off with the Penguins, and the hockey action continues on NBCSN at 7 Eastern as the Bruins clash with the Capitals. Now the 2 in a row, encompassing the win over UMass as well as the victory in their final regular season game over Dayton. And the difference in those 2 games as opposed to the previous stretch where they lost 4 of 5, the fact that they were mentally tough. They found a way to close out games. And now you get the sense, even though they've had large leads here today against Davidson, they're going to also have to be mentally tough and focused down the stretch of this quarterfinal round contest.
Yeah, because LaSalle's a tough-minded team. They're not going away. They want to make it a bit of a rock fight. And they actually put up way more points than I thought they would in this game, and they've done it well. A good job defensively as far as frustrating Davidson, because Davidson hasn't hit the triples they normally hit. And that's really where their offense is built. Again, 340th in the country in free throw rate. They don't get to the line. They just make a lot of jumpers.
Well, look at Jordan Price, the disparity between yesterday and today. He also had 22 points against Davidson in their only meeting earlier this season.
He's got to stay engaged, though. He can't get on the bench and get in his own head. He's got to stay engaged, stay into the game, because they're going to need him to make shots down the stretch.
Kalinowski.
That's
Last 5 baskets for Davidson are 3-pointers.
And that's what they do. Again, top 10 in the country in effective field goal percentage, according to Ken Palm. They just knock down threes, and that was DJ Peterson making a mistake. On the ball fake, he stepped back off Kalinowski. Can't do that.
Leon Roberts on the miss, and Kalinowski the rebound. Kalinowski had a slow start, now has 8 points. Down low, Barham stripped from behind, but they're going to call it the jump ball, and the arrow favors LaSalle.
Back in for LaSalle, number 21, Jerrell Price. For 25,
Jerrell Wright and Jordan Price checking back in.
Davidson, number 40, Andrew.
Barham going to the rack. Nice job by Peterson. Good call by the official. You mentioned the last five field goals being threes, and you got a problem with Barham's hand right now. He heads to the trainer to see what's going on with that.
Jordan Barham with 10 points here today. Lead down to 4 for LaSalle.
Just trying to get into right. That's 3 seconds. Yeah, he's got to get out of there, but they got to get some more movement before they try to get the ball into the post. Everybody's standing around. Look, everybody's stuck to the ground.
And Khalid Lewis stepped on the end line. Nope, they're going to call a foul here. They're going to call an offensive foul on Lewis, his second personal. And this is Barham on the sideline. It's a contact lens issue.
His HD camera's going to make me sick. His finger going to his eye.
Gibbs into Kalinowski. Offensive rebound by McAuliffe. But they threw it away. Here's Khalid Lewis, going to slow the tempo. 6 minutes into this second half. The winner gets either VCU or Richmond tomorrow in the semis. Peterson down to Zack. Blocked from behind by McAuliffe. Davidson running. Gibbs running right into Peterson, and that's an offensive foul.
Peterson gets up hyped. Remember, he got the technical earlier. Doesn't say anything, doesn't look at Gibbs. But that's a great play defensively on both sides. Great block by Aldridge or McAuliffe got it. But Peterson talking, communicating in the transition defense, and then just stops takes it. Good call.
He had that feud with Gibbs going back to the first half. No doubt he liked to get the call right there.
He would have liked to run his yap too, I'm sure, but he got teed up already. Didn't do it. Smart play. Davidson's done a better job of keeping it out of the post, but here comes the sinking defense. Gibbs kind of helping. No double, though. They're going solo. They got to make him feel more pressure from the weak side.
Oh, Zack had perfect position. Jerrell Wright, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled by McAuliffe as he takes it up. The 1-2 punch from the big men, Zack and Wright.
He just didn't feel any pressure. Now he's got to be confident as the senior. Use his left hand and finish. He doesn't do it, and Jerrell Wright, his front court mate, picks him up.
Jerrell Wright on the line shooting
2 personal fouls on McAuliffe now. And LaSalle, a little bit slow out of the gate here in the second half. Their last 8 trips down floor, 0 of 5 from the field, 3 turnovers prior to this time where they get to the free throw line with Jerrell Wright.
And this team can go through some serious offensive droughts because they don't have a lot of great perimeter scorers other than Price. But inside, obviously where this game has been dominated, Wright, Zack, they need to continue to get touches in there.
Wright 3 of 4 from the free throw line and one of 3 LaSalle players in double figures.
Connor Barham, this is a good face-up and try to go by Wright. He really has not exploited the mismatch he has on the offensive end. He's quicker, more agile to put it on the deck and go by their big.
Gibbs for a 3. And a foul on the rebound. It's going to be Steve Zack. Just his first.
You need guys that continue to try to give you extra offensive possessions where they're not shooting as well as they normally do. That's a good look for Gibbs, a late contest by Price, a good hustle by Barham. And you mentioned them making their last 5 field goals being 3s. It gets to the point, my old high school coach, Joe Blasnalis, used to always say, I want to be surprised when I see you miss. I want to be shocked by it. And that's what it was in the first half. I was surprised watching Davidson miss open looks. Not anymore. They're starting to knock down the shots we know them for.
Was he surprised when you missed, or was he expecting it?
I think he got used to being a little surprised late in my career.
Barham missing the alley-oop. Sullivan tried to keep it in, but it goes over to LaSalle.
That's a play you got to make. And Barham has springs in his legs, folks. He's about 6'4", but he really can get up. And that was an awesome play call by Bob McKillop. You got to put that thing home.
LaSalle has gone scoreless from the field in over 6 minutes now.
Look at Barham just fronting in and looking at the ball, trying to move right away.
Zack, the basket and the foul for the big man. As he continues to build on a career day.
And look at Barham just working, wrestling inside with Wright. But again, they're doing a good job of using Zack as far as coming out, setting ball screens. And when he's rolling, that's when he's getting a lot of his touches the last 3 or 4 possessions. Not just straight post-ups, rolling into the post, off of movement, and one great finish by the senior.
Peyton Aldridge with his 3rd personal foul. As Zack misses on the free throw. Nonetheless, he's got 22 and 10 here today for the double-double. That's going to be a reach and foul on Jordan Price, and that's his 4th.
Tough call, but I think it's the right call. He, again, undercut the screen, and Kalinowski kind of left it hanging out there. I just think Price kind of missed when he went to swing for the rock and hits an arm. Take another look at it. Yeah, just hit his right arm. It's an easy call for the official. Really, that should have been a steal. Really bad ball security. Kalinowski had it in his face, literally.
So Price is on the bench. Barham around Wright, but blocked by Zack.
He's all over the court. He's doing everything right there. He's doing a great job of playing the help defender, head on a swivel, and erasing what would have been an easy basket.
He is 2nd all-time at LaSalle in block shots, but just his 1st here this afternoon. Khalid Lewis sizing up a 3. Wright trying to keep it in, but he stepped out, and the ball belongs to the Wildcats.
We talk about the offense Zack's putting up. He's got his double-double, but he affects the game on the defensive end consistently here. Getting a big block. They got a lead of 8 as we go to break.
On the next Premier Boxing Champions on NBC. From Brooklyn, New York. In a highly anticipated matchup, undefeated Danny Garcia puts his record on the line against the dangerous Lamont Peterson. And title holder Andy Lee faces unbeaten Peter Quillen. Boxing is back in primetime. Premier Boxing Champions, Saturday night, April 11th, only on NBC.
To your Metro Milwaukee Honda dealer, because you can't beat the value of the Honda Civic. Full of innovations like heated leather seats, lane departure warning, and multi-angle rear view camera. Plus, with the reliability of the Civic, the competition falls way short. It's no surprise Civic is a KBB 2015 Best Buy Award winner. The 2015 Civic for only $159 a month is for a limited time only. So, get up and go to your Metro Milwaukee Honda dealer or visit HondaDealersMilwaukee.com.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider or tried buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in the bag.
With the wrong wiper blades on your car, you could be on the road to trouble. But with Michelin Stealth, with industry-leading SmartFlex technology and clog-free Smart Hinge exterior, you can see clear for the road ahead. Michelin Stealth, a better way forward. Get your Michelin wiper blades at these fine retailers.
Spas, spas, spas. It's a hot tub, swim, spa, and sauna blowout sale in the Cream Puff Pavilion at Wisconsin State Fair Park. This weekend only, millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tub spas and saunas. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Hot Tub Swim Spa and Sauna Blowout Sale this weekend only at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Call 1-800-SPA-SALE.
11.5 to go, and LaSalle leading 54-46, largely because of this man.
Yes, Steve Zack's had a monster day, the senior. At halftime, he had 18 and 10, but they've done a better job, though, in the second half of contesting his shots around the paint. He's getting good touches, good looks. He's not finishing, though. He's 2 for 6, 0 rebounds. He's already got 10, 4 offensive in the game, but again, he'll do other stuff for you. He will help, he will recover, he'll block shots. So, but the key here is to continue to make it hard for him, because the first half, let's just be honest, it was easy for him in the first half. It can't be that easy in the second. They're doing a good job.
Seems pretty clear that Zack is still going to have a major influence on this game. They're not going to totally shut him down no matter what adjustments they make. So what can Davidson do to not only overcome Zack, but really get back fully in this game?
I'd like to see them switch defenses a little bit. I'd like to see them mix in some zone, give them a different look, make LaSalle think a little bit. Because, again, LaSalle can go through droughts. We already saw it earlier in the half. They can struggle to score at times. Give them some different looks.
Zack on Kalinowski on the switch.
A great edge, and then he recovered in the passing lane to Peyton Aldridge, so he couldn't pick him top.
Shot clock in single digits. Peyton Aldridge for the 3. Going under 11 now to play.
Nice play again where they have everybody on the one side, lift guys up on the weak side, so you have no help. You just lob it over the top. That's a great call by Giannini again.
And the foul on Jerrell Wright. Jordan Barham will be assessed that foul, his second personal.
And Carolyn actually told us in the break there that Coach Giannini was hyping up Jerrell Wright, making sure he's into the game. You see right out of their huddle, the first thing they do is run a play for him, try to get him a touch inside. I like it.
Wright with 15 points here today. Most of those coming early in the first half. Zack had it stripped. Gibbs leads the 2-on-1. No, Zack with his second block of the half.
Wow. Comes flying in. Volleyball spikes that thing. Jack Gibbs, you got to make a little harder of a take. This was very, nonchalant with the ball, the oop-de-oop, and then get it out!
Whoa, look out. Steve Zack, an 18 all-defense player for this conference. Just tremendous afternoon.
That's a good job by Wright. Knowing personnel, not closing out too hard to Barham, so he can drive by you.
Gibbs, quick 3.
It's just so pretty. Right in the shot pocket, perfect pass. No hesitation. He has no wasted motion, Gibbs does. Doesn't bring the ball down, doesn't have a hitch in his shot. It's just catch right up.
He's shooting 46% from three-point range this season, second in the A-10, and he's 50% here this afternoon. Khalid Lewis, a three of his own.
Great possession by LaSalle to respond inside the right. They doubled, they kicked it out, and that's the create of the offense. But nobody knows who has Peyton Aldridge right now. They got to communicate.
Brian Sullivan has a three pop out on him, and DJ Peterson has the glass for LaSalle.
This is one of those things where if this game stays this way with 5 or 6 minutes to go, Davidson might start to get tight. The #1 seed, first A-10 tournament. I think they're a lock for the NCAA tournament. But you know, Bob McKillop didn't take that for granted. He said, I want to take it into our own hands, win every game, focus on each game at a time.
That's a turnover by the Explorers.
Good decision here by DJ Peterson at the force the three. Two guys closed out to him, kind of gave a look to the basket, and then back to Lewis, who nails the triple.
Now Ken Griffey Sr. in attendance. He's related to Khalid Lewis, the junior from Trenton, New Jersey. Comes to as many of his games as he can, as Gibbs misses on the three, and Zack has position for the rebound.
Not sure if you can see on the camera, but Gibbs shot that, and he ended up about 6 feet from the three-point line. Shot it going back. Great shooter. He's got to be consistent all the time. Straight up, straight down.
Jerrell Wright finds Peterson. Steve Zack having his way.
And they're only doubling Wright, and Zack goes one-on-one with Barham, and Wright passed it.
Now Brian Sullivan launching the three. Barham the rebound underneath. Big stick back.
They need that. They needed that. A little momentum gain there because, again, the threes have gone a little cold the last couple possessions. Offensive rebounds generate more opportunities at the basket.
And that's the first two-point field goal for Davidson since there were 3 minutes left to go in the first half.
I mean, they're fifth in the country, according to Ken Pomeroy. 40% of their offense comes from behind the arc. 318th when it comes to two-pointers.
Another three for Lewis. Peterson runs down the rebound, and in trying to save it in, he's fouled.
That's the kind of plays you're going to need to make to knock off the #1 seed, keep this run going. If you're the Explorers, great effort by DJ Peterson. Battling, picking up the foul. They're feeling pretty good. Up 8, less than 8 minutes to go. Genie's got to like his chances.
For over 30 years, OPGI has led the way in restoration and performance parts for F-85, Cutlass, and 442. Manufacturer direct pricing assures you of the finest quality at the lowest possible prices with the largest selection of in-stock parts anywhere guaranteed. From interior parts to engine, sheet metal, and everything in between, OPGI has everything you need and more. Visit OPGI.com today for your free full-color catalog.
The precision blades are the same, but shaving never will be. The Fusion Pro Glide, rebuilt with FlexBall technology, makes maximum contact and gets virtually every hair. And just one of the Fusion Pro Glide refills gives Dave here up to a month of comfortable shaves, which is about this many, which is a lot. One refill up to 1 month of comfortable shaves. Gillette.
Own the Adventure sales event now through March 31st. Land Rover, above and beyond.
At most seafood restaurants, the real catch is the price. Not Golden Corral's Seafood Spectacular. Dinner's just $11.99. New crispy fish tacos, jumbo shrimp, teriyaki glazed salmon, bone-in catfish, and more. Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
Enter a new world. Build a mighty empire and take on your enemies. In Forge of Empires, now for browser, iPad, and iPhone. Play free at FOE.tv.
Boy, VCU is even more intimidating than I thought. You don't want to get them in the next round. Briante Weber out for the year for the Rams, but they're here. They're watching. Either VCU or Richmond will face the winner of this game, LaSalle and Davidson, in the semifinals tomorrow here at the Barclays Center.
It's unfortunate that what happened to Briante Weber, tearing his ACL, MCL, and PCL, just 12 steals shy of the all-time NCAA Division I record. He's held in such high esteem that he won the Defensive Player of the Year without playing the last month of the season.
It's number 5 against number 4. Richmond has won both of the regular season meetings between the two crosstown rivals. That's the second of our 4 quarterfinal round games here today in Brooklyn. Jerrell Wright going up and scoring.
Triple team. But again, I know they don't need to pressure Zack, but pressure him so the entry pass isn't so easy. Just makes more sense to me.
Kalinowski eyeing a 3.
Big response, but it's going to come down to Davidson. They're going to have to get stops to the defensive end to win this game.
7-point lead with just over 7 to go.
See, look how far off Patriot Peyton Aldridge is.
Cleon Roberts running into McAuliffe. Rebounded underneath, now lost on the floor. Aldridge comes away for Davidson. Peyton Aldridge. And DJ Peterson. He's grabbed some big rebounds here today.
He makes those little plays. That's the little things you need to win games. Rebounds, hustle plays, diving on the floor, helping recover. Always in the right position defensively.
Jerrell Wright swarmed on the double team, leaving Cleon Roberts open for a 3.
It's huge for Roberts. He had 16 points last game off the bench. The 5 games before that, he had 16 points total. Steve Degler, their radio guy, got to credit him for that stat. Also, 21 straight missed threes, so he hit a 3 yesterday. So Roberts playing with renewed confidence these last 2 games.
And a timeout taken by the Explorers with 6:14 to go in a 10-point game. LaSalle not letting off the gas here. Little inside-out action, and Cleon Roberts, who had a dozen points in the first meeting between these two, jars it from downtown, and a double-digit lead for the Explorers in the quarters.
Go ahead and swipe your card whenever you're ready.
I don't have one.
Are you going to pay cash?
Actually, I just want to take it and then pay for it a little bit as I go.
Are you kidding?
A little bit here, a little bit there. What do you think? I don't really want to buy it right now. Hey, how's it going? And so I thought maybe just like 25 bucks a week.
We can't do that.
Oh.
At Rent-A-Center you can. Take it now and pay as you go without credit. Get a big 60-inch LG LED Smart TV for just $24.99 a week. And do game day right, only at Rent-A-Center.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira giving me new perspective. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
The Richmond Spiders are rolling into the Barclays Center. They take on VCU next in our second quarterfinal game. looking to beat the Rams for the 3rd time this season. And then the winner of that game gets the winner of this one between number 1 Davidson and number 9 LaSalle. And then 2 more quarterfinal games coming up in the night session here in Brooklyn.
This conference has been so wide open all year. I'm shocked that the only upset we had in the entire thing was just LaSalle. The 8-9 game was the only one that was an upset. It's been so wide open. I expected something crazy to happen in the second round, but no doubt, I think really anybody still in this game, in this tournament, can win the tournament.
Now remember, 3 of the last 4 years, the winner of that 8-9 game has gone on to beat the number 1 seed, and that's what LaSalle potentially is staring at right now. A double-digit lead here with just over 6 minutes to go in regulation.
I like this changeup by Bob McKillop into a 1-3-1 zone now. LaSalle shoots under 32% from the three-point line. This will maybe make them take contested jumpers and hopefully protect the paint a little bit. He just traveled.
Traveling violation, Davidson basketball.
13th turnover by LaSalle. That's right at their season average after only turning it over 9 times all of yesterday.
Take a look. He had an open 3 there.
He'll go inside. Can't get the one in close, and they won't get a second opportunity.
It's been that kind of day. In this half in particular, shoot 20. Now it's going to be under 28% for the second half as Aldridge misses the layup.
Khalid Lewis. Strip going up. Oh, that's out of bounds to Davidson. Last touch by Lewis.
Great play by Brian Smith. Quick hands. It was a good find, good pass first and foremost, but then Lewis trying to go to work. Great call, too, by Winston Stitt, excuse me.
It's back-to-back turnovers by the Explorers.
This is rare from Davidson. No motion right there. Just 5 out. How easy is that?
And a 3 by Brian Sullivan. The second team all A-10 player this year.
They stay in the 1-3-1, and the Wildcats are not going to go away. Janine realizes it's a critical part of the game. Up 7, 5 minutes left. Got to have a good possession against this 1-3-1.
So the lead now 7 with 5 minutes to go. Number 1 offense in the A-10. Silence most of the day, but trying to make a late surge into the semis.
For great offers, visit your local Jaguar retailer during the Mark Your Territory sales event.
Number 9 leading number 1, and it's been that way most of the afternoon here in the quarterfinal round of the A-10 tournament with 5 minutes now left to play. Jordan Price, after sitting for the last 7 minutes, is now back in for the Explorers.
Great point you make there, Steve, because again, the perimeter offense they have really lacks a lot of times. Price is the one guy that takes and makes tough shots. Now out of timeout, they go back to man-to-man. I like the changing of defenses really make them think. Traveled again.
But down low, and Jerrell Wright hammering it home.
Bob McKillop has got his arms up. He's totally confused right now how that was not called. That's a huge play.
Gibbs lost it right on the floor. Tangled up with Gibbs. And LaSalle calls a timeout.
Let's take a look at this. Yeah, the pivot foot leaves as soon as he grabs the ball and dragged. That was an easy call. They missed it. Wright takes his time inside. The lefty throws it down hard. That's such a momentum play. Up 7, the building started to get loud again. Down 7, I should say. Could have been another turnover. They could have been going the other way. And McKillop's just working the officials right now. He's lost how they missed that call.
A lot of frustration on that Davidson bench. 4.5 minutes to go, and They just cannot make a sustained run. They've shown glimpses of what they've done all season, but nothing in a protracted fashion.
And that's an interesting point there, Steve, because that's what they usually do. They put together 12, 14 minutes of just flawlessly executed offensive basketball. Great movement, great concepts, great reads, great understanding. And, of course, they finish by making shots, but not today. And on top of that, they're turning the ball over. They lead the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio, 1.8. Assist-to-turnover ratio. Right now, it's 11 assists to 10 turnovers.
And still haven't solved the two bigs, Zack and Wright, down low for LaSalle, who have combined for 43 points. There's Wright again. This time couldn't handle it, and it goes over for the Wildcats.
That might be an old makeup call right there, because I thought that went off of Davidson, but they're going to get the ball now.
As it is, it's 3 turnovers in their last 4 possessions.
And this is critical for LaSalle, too, because they can't play not to lose. They got to play to win. It's taking a look. It looks like it went right off Kalinowski's hand.
Kalinowski for the 3. He is starting to get hot from downtown. His 3rd triple of the day. He's in double figures with 14 points.
And we talked about it in the first half. Going underneath the screens, he's going to make you pay if you don't stay to his body. You see it again. Under the screen, he flares out. Khalid Lewis adjusts, can't get there in time. He buries the 3. When you make mistakes, he's going to make you pay eventually. He didn't do it in the first half, but the A-10 Player of the Year just made a big shot right there.
1 of 4 Davidson players in double figures. And let's send you over to Carolyn Manna.
John Giannini's really trying to calm his guys down. Guys, he said, don't worry about it. No threes. Let's focus on the next play. He can sense that the guys are maybe starting to get a little bit agitated. He's just trying to do his best to keep them focused right now.
The hardest part of any upset is closing out the team that is ranked or seeded higher than you. LaSalle has been terrific in so many ways here today, but even though they've had big leads, when you come down to the final few minutes and victory is within your grasp, that is when it's toughest.
Couldn't be more right. That down the stretch of the game, when you start thinking we could pull this off, that's usually when you lose the game. You got to keep your head down, keep grinding, and win each possession is your focus. Back to the 1-3-1 the Wildcats go.
6-minute lead with 4 to play.
Too stationary against the zone right now. And no cutters to the high post, no movement.
Shot clock at 6. DJ Peterson launching the 3. Just a 2-possession game. Brian Sullivan. And the rebound to Price.
And they're getting good looks up again. He went under the screen. That's a good look. And LaSalle came into this game 21st in the country again in three-point percentage, three-pointers per field goal attempt. So they limit teams in terms of even getting the three-point attempts up, and that's critical, but not today.
Price missing on the 3, and the rebound to McAuliffe. Kalinowski open for a 3.
LaSalle is living on the edge, under the handoff on Kalinowski, and then Price didn't fight to get over it, but he couldn't bury it.
13 rebounds now for Steve Zack as well. 2.5 to play. Zack inside. Now, not the best shot.
Good job by Jack Gibbs. Be strong, wall up, go straight up and down. You're giving him about 8 inches on Steve Zack.
And Zack on the kick. Timeout with 2:17 to go. LaSalle has led by as many as 18 points. The advantage now 6 here at the Barclays Center.
You make the decision to buy the home, then you're faced with what's next? What do we do?
We started at Realtor.com.
Realtor.com gave us a lot more current information.
Listings are pulled directly from the MLS every 15 minutes.
See, this one just updated. Once you've gone through all of that, the realtor makes it happen.
We worked with a realtor that really knew the area.
And he knew the market.
When you have someone who has the expertise, it makes it so much easier.
Realtor.com and Realtors. Together, we make home happen.
Well, here we are in our own apartment. Did you remember to switch the car insurance to the General?
I did, and you're right. I got better coverage on both of our cars and lowered the payments. They even have renter's insurance now.
Wait, you got car insurance and renter's insurance from the General?
Yep.
Right now at the General, you can get affordable car insurance with low monthly payments and a choice of payment due date. We now have renter's insurance, too. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Hi, Tommy from Tommy Copper. Back in 2010, I had a very serious water skiing accident. My body was really broken up, but my knee took the hit. At the same time, I started identifying the well-known benefits of compression. It became simple. Design the most comfortable compression products available. I came up with a couple of prototypes, and I was pretty amazed. So I had a few more made up, and I passed them out to my friends and family. I was overwhelmed by the response. From there, the company was born. It started with a single knee sleeve. 3 years later, we have over 300 products. We are always focused on the original thought, comfortable compression. Life, it's about performance and recovery, and helping everyone feel better and live a more positive life. Go online to TommyCopper.com. See how we can help you as we have helped countless others. It's time to become part of the Tommy Copper family.
Just over 2 minutes to play here in Brooklyn. Tyler Kalinowski of Davidson had 16 points in the first meeting between these teams. He's got 14 here today.
He got 9 in the second half, too, and he had a really cold first half. In the second half, he showed why he's the A-10 player of the year. At times, I still don't think he's played one of his better games, and they're going to need him to continue to make these type of shots, hitting triples, 3 for 8 from the game right now, but he shoots them at just about 42%. Right now, obviously below his percentage.
And we played almost 18 minutes of this second half. Davidson only has 1 2-point field goal in this entire half.
Again, that's not a huge surprise in terms of how they play.
But it's just stunning when you think of it.
Bottom 40 in the country in terms of their point distribution to 2-pointers. They just don't need a lot of them. Take all those threes. Like the Salle ratcheting up the defense, a little pressuring the Davidson guards, making it tougher for them now.
Kalinowski with a 3. Zack dominating on the boards.
That was a
14th rebound.
That was a forced one, though. They didn't need that in that time because Price was there. Jordan Price was on him, had a hand right in his face. He could have got a better one, but good defending by Price. And now, clock is your friend if you're LaSalle.
Khalid Lewis with 8 on the shot clock. But Zack has the offensive rebound after the miss, tries to yank it away from Gibbs, and the arrow was going to favor Davidson.
Oh, what an effort by Zack. Again, there to make a play. Good tie-up, though, but at the risk of sounding too much like Dick Vitale, I hate the alternate possession. This should be a jump ball. They don't necessarily just earn it, because that's Zack outworking guys, but Gibbs, heads-up play, ties him up. That's a big-time possession change right there.
And still a 2-possession game here with 1.5 minutes to go. Kalinowski loops it up and in. The basket and 1.
Need a play. He just went and made one right there. DJ Peterson not great on the ball screen defense, then not great on the help either. Very rarely do you see LaSalle give up almost a drive and spin right down the middle without a really help defense coming, a shot blocker coming over, but a good finish by Kalinowski. Now, we could have a 1-possession ball game here with 1:23 to go.
But an excellent free throw shooter misses. The battle for the loose ball. Several players down there, and a timeout taken by Davidson.
And I think Dwayne Gladden is going to award the timeout. It looked like it was tied up. And again, because the possession would have gone back to LaSalle there.
And Dr. John Giannini furious. He went right to the scorer's table.
As he should. He's also mad because there was an inadvertent horn blown once the ball went off the rim. He might be mad at that, thinking his guys kind of stopped.
And the officials conferring now as we send you over to Carolyn.
Hey, John Giannini over here is furious, screaming, like you mentioned, saying, you guys are protecting the #1 seed. You're protecting Kalinowski. You're protecting him. And then he screamed, we're going to win anyway. He's really, really agitated over here.
I like his confidence, though. I'll tell you that much.
He's still giving it to him.
And I think he has a case. I mean, there were bodies all over the place. I don't know how you decipher that Davidson has clear possession without anybody else having a hand on the ball. That's what you have to call the timeout.
Yeah, there were 3 players in there, so the timeout may be a little generous in that scenario.
And this really could be an opportunity for a 5-point possession or 4-point possession, because a 5-point possession right now if they hit a 3, because Kalinowski already made that 2. Look at the bodies everywhere in there. Oh, Lewis got lost in the screen. Oh,
and the 3 with the foul. Jack Gibbs going to the line.
And that is great execution, but again, Khalid Lewis, look at him get lost, and he tries to have a help switch out late with Wright, and we talked about this. They don't just close out, they sell out. They want to really contest the shooters. Well, you sold out there, and you got contact and one. A 6-point trip this could be if Gibbs could knock this down.
And McAuliffe is going to check in for Barham here. LaSalle at one point led by 18. Davidson has only led for 18 seconds this entire game. That was to tie. Price has the rebound on the miss.
We talked about it yesterday. An old wise man once said, Steve, foul shots win ball games. You got to make your free throws.
Dr. John Giannini screaming at the official as they call timeout. With 1:06 to go.
You got to be careful. I don't think they're going to tee him up with 1:06 to go in a 1-point game, but you got to be careful a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. This is where the chess match coaches really comes to life here. McKillop's come out of timeouts before, throwing a 1-3-1 in there, throwing 2-3, gone man. So you don't know what you're drawing up right now. So if you're Giannini, you have to kind of tick the box and say, okay, if they're in a 1-3-1, here's what I want you to do. Look at him going nuts. If it's a 1-3-1, I want you to be in this. If it's a 2-3, we're going to run this. If it's man, this. And his team has to be focused, listening to everything, and then go out and execute whatever set he drew up based on the defense they see.
And how about this? Kalinowski and Gibbs for Davidson, both well over 80% from the free throw line this season, a combined 4 of 11 right now.
And it's just, it'll kill them if they lose this game, because those are shots they make throughout the course of the year. And again, the pressure is a little bit more. It's the A-10 tournament. They won the regular season. They're on this national stage. Some guys might be thinking about bracketology, and they got to get wins to get in. And maybe just have a bad day, because right now they've not shot at this poorly any time I've seen this year.
So now the question of composure. Who's going to have it the most?
I mean, right now, LaSalle's got to be thinking, we're in control of this game. Let's go out and let's execute. We're going to get a touch inside, guys. We're going to play off our bigs, and we're going to go win this ball game. That said, Davidson has got it all to play for here as the #1 seed trying to get the NCAA tournament.
If you're LaSalle, it really depends on your prism. Are you looking at it like, oh my God, we might blow this, or we still have the lead, let's finish it off?
That's you're hearing way more of that. Like, guys, this is our game right now, not our game to lose. It has to be our game. We got to go take it. That's what you want to hear from your team.
1-point lead with 1 minute to play.
And they went 1-3-1 again out of the timeout.
Khalid Lewis for a 3. Tipped up. Zack grabbed it. Now Price. A fresh shot clock with under a minute to go.
Smart play, but less than a minute here. You don't need to foul. There's a 10-second differential. You just need to get a stop. McKillop's been talking about it all game. One stop, well, they need it here.
Difference of about 11 seconds. Shot clock to game clock.
They're going to have to clean up the rebounds, though. Zack, another great effort.
Now with 7 on the shot clock, Jordan Price. Rebound tipped and controlled by Gibbs. Under 10 seconds to play. Here's Kalinowski driving. And he gets the shot at the buzzer. Davidson going to the semifinals. It is March.
Great job here in terms of just putting his head down, saying, I'm going to get to the basket. Steve Zack a little bit late. Let's see when the ball goes through. I mean, that's your ball game, I think. And What a dagger, and it is your ball game. The officials wave their arms. You feel for LaSalle and John Giannini because these guys played so hard, so tough for so long, and led this game for so long, but Davidson finishes on a 10-0 run to win the game.
They led for only 18 total seconds early in the first half until that game-winning shot at the end. Is there a more bitter pill to swallow, a tougher way to lose than this for LaSalle?
Absolutely not. Last year when they got knocked out of this tournament, they started their offseason. Steve Zack, the senior, led them. The next morning, Giannini told me, they went to work Friday morning right away after they lost on a Thursday. This one's going to be tough to swallow, but I think it's going to motivate them because they let this one slip away, and you feel for them because they gave such an effort.
The A-10 Player of the Year, Tyler Kalinowski. And that man, Steve Zack, with a career day. 24 points, 15 rebounds.
He can walk out of here with his held head high. What he performed, how he performed today, 24 and 15.
From the A-10 Player of the Year to the Coach of the Year, he's with Carolyn.
Well, Coach, it is the month of March. That was pretty unbelievable. What's your immediate reaction to the way you guys were able to end that game and pull it off at the buzzer?
The shock continues. These guys continue to shock me. My goodness, the plays that were made there in the end, whether it was the rebound, the drive by Tyler, the three by Brian, I can't even recall. There were so many good ones.
They're a young group. To what do you attribute their mental fortitude, their ability to stay composed as they continue to move on through this tournament?
Well, they trust each other. And that's just sort of a simple way of putting it, but they have tremendous team chemistry and there's extraordinary trust amongst them.
You saw how heartbreaking it was on the other end for LaSalle's bigs. What can you say about the job that they did throughout the entire duration of the game?
I think John's an outstanding coach, and his team was ready to play, and we were too. And they really punched us and knocked us to the mat.
Congratulations on moving on.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Steve?
What a win for the top-seeded Davidson Wildcats at the Horn, 67-66 over LaSalle. They'll meet the winner of VCU and Richmond coming up next. Davidson has now won 10 in a row overall. Coming up next, it's our second quarterfinal round game with number 5 VCU taking on number 4 Richmond. Can they possibly live up to what we saw in game number 1? LaSalle leading all the way until the A-10 Player of the Year hit the game-winning shot at the end for Davidson. And now for Dallin Cup, I am Steve Schlanger. Let's send you back to the studio for a college basketball update.
Wow, what a game, huh? Welcome to our NBC Sports Studios. I'm Dave Briggs, joined by former Georgetown Hoya Ron Thompson. Unbelievable job, composure by the top seed. They were down 18 points at one point. The Player of the Year in the conference, Tyler Kalinowski, what did you learn about the number 1 seed?
Well, that they have extreme focus. They had every right in this game to kind of give up, but they didn't do it. John Giannini had the perfect game plan for LaSalle. They played this game, for the most part, on their terms. They controlled the pace, they controlled the tempo, they defended, they hit shots. The inside guys, the post guys just totally annihilated the opponent for most of the game, but you have to give Davidson an awful lot of credit. They stayed focused, they made plays, they went on a 10-0 run down the stretch, and the Player of the Year just made a big-time shot at a big-time moment, drove left, finished with the left. Whew, somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to win.
If we didn't talk about Steve Zack in the last 2 games, 36 points, 27 boards. He absolutely dominated today in what looks like his final game.
Zack kept them in this game all the way through. He was the inside presence that they needed. The advantage went to LaSalle on the interior, but credit Zack for being prepared and taking advantage of it. He finished, he rebounded, he ran the floor. He gave them tons of second chance attempts. He came locked and loaded, ready to play. I really feel for John Giannini because I thought the game plan was perfect. He ran Davidson off the three-point line. They didn't just close out and get a hand up. They were diving at him, forcing him to put the ball on the floor. It took them out of the rhythm for a majority of the game, but coming down the stretch, just too much Kalinowski. Kalinowski got it done. He scored 7 of the 10 points when they made that run at the end.
Kalinowski can get it done. 10 straight wins. They end the game on a 10-0 run. Let's see how it went down for the top seed, Davidson. Jerrell Wright was the other guy for LaSalle. Not just Steve Zack had a terrific afternoon.
No, it certainly did. Those guys were a huge, huge presence, I thought, which they needed.
Back to Tyler Kalinowski, the three-pointer, 66-60. LaSalle still leading, but more from Kalinowski. Hits the three and one. One-point game. Missed shot here by Jordan Price, who really struggled, got in foul trouble, and here it is again, Ron.
He drove left, finished with the left. That's textbook. You don't drive left and come back into the defense and shoot right. He hit a nice little floater off the top of the glass. A lot of kids have to learn how to do that. Nice kiss, nice finish. Couldn't have been better for a better player. These guys stayed into the game. It came a point in time in the game where you thought these guys were going to start to bicker with each other, start to get a little frustrated. That didn't happen. They stayed together. Credit them for pulling this one out.
No doubt about that. We mentioned a 10-0 run to steal the win in their first ever A-10 tournament game. They'll face the winner of our next game, Richmond and VCU, which we'll break down in a moment. Let me talk about, though, Davidson. Let me ask you about the coach.
Yes.
Bob McKillop.
Yes.
Been there for 26 seasons. And Dallin talked about how he's a teacher. He's methodical. How much did his personality resonate on his team, not panic?
Well, I firmly believe, and you hear this all the time, but I really think it's true, that your team takes on the personality of the coach. At no point in time did he get rattled. At no point in time did he seem disheveled or out of sorts. He stayed focused. He stayed calm. So what happened? His team stayed focused. They stayed calm, even when things were looking dim and gloomy. They stayed the course. They kept chipping away. LaSalle would hit a 2. They'd come down and hit a 3. LaSalle would hit a 2. They'd hit a 3. Those numbers don't add up. Eventually, they got back into this game, got it to a reachable point. They even missed free throws. That's Davidson down the clutch. That
really struggled from the line
That could have cost them this game, but they stayed focused. They finished the game. But John Giannini had a perfect game plan. Perfect. Just ran out of steam.
They're going to think about this one for an awfully long time.
It's going to burn. It's going to burn.
But a terrific effort by them. So here is your updated Atlantic 10 tournament bracket. Wildcats get the winner of our next game between VCU and Richmond. That game right here next on NBCSN. Let's break it down. We start with Richmond, who got the 4 seed and a bye, courtesy of sweeping the season series with VCU. The Spiders have won 6 straight down the stretch.